everyone, this is Sadie Lady Crazy Plant Lady, and today I'm here with a plant haul video, which I'm very excited about. So first off, my collection started in 2017 at the end, and I collected over 260 plants in the preceding 2 years. So in 2018 and 2019, I collected over 260 plants, and now I'm down to 130 because I've killed a lot of things or gotten rid of things because they haven't done well. So that's part of it. But since buying a house, I've kind of been on a no-buy in order to save more money for emergency fund for a house. So that's been my priority. Plants haven't been. So in 2020, I've only bought 2 plants, which is extremely depressing because buying plants makes me really happy. Getting new plant babies makes me happy. And just adding them to my collection brings me a lot of joy. So today I'm very excited, and I'll be overly excited even though some of these plants are kind of your basic staple plants. I'm still excited because I haven't bought this many plants in a really long time. So I hope you guys are excited as I am. Being COVID-19 is happening all across the world, I wanted to be responsible when buying plants, and I definitely had the itch to do so. So what I did is I found some of my favorite plant stores and did curbside pickup. So the one greenhouse that I went to today is called Pemberton's Greenhouses, and it's a family-owned nursery and greenhouse business in Lexington, Kentucky, about an hour away from where I'm living now, and I absolutely love this place. They have an amazing selection of houseplants, and it varies week by week every time you go there. So I knew if I called them just to hold some houseplants for me, they would have some awesome selections for me to look at and purchase. So that's what they did. And when I went to the greenhouses, I pulled around to their curbside pickup direction, and they had 2 crates full of plants set out aside for me that I could look through real quick and then purchase the ones that I really wanted to take home. So that's a little bit of background, and let's jump into the plant material now. So I got 9 total plants, and it's kind of all over the place. And I just kind of emailed them and talked to them on Instagram and said, hey, I'm looking for some really cool houseplants that are unique and fun. And they've seen a lot of my posts on Instagram, so I trusted that they would give me some really cool stuff. The first one is, for some reason, I mentioned it on my Instagram the other day, Sansevierias have been catching my eye. I have no idea why. They're very basic houseplant. They're very easy. That might be why, because I am so busy. Easy houseplants are extremely appealing right now, but I wanted some really weird, funky ones. So Pemberton's had this one available, and I actually saw it on their Instagram. And this is Sansevieria Bantel's Sensation. That's what I found online. They don't have the name on it, but that's what I found from all the research I did. So this is Bantel's Sensation, and I'll put the names on the screen so you guys can see their full Latin name. And if there's any plants that you see that I may have messed up the names, please let me know, because I try to my best to get the best Latin names, but sometimes it's really hard because there's a lot of different opinions. So please add that to the comments below and start that conversation. So I'm really excited for this one. I don't have any with a lot of white variegation to the leaves, and it's an absolutely beautiful specimen. And this one was $20, which I think is absolutely fantastic for this size of a plant. And I'm very excited to have this in my collection. The trouble will be finding a good spot for them since I don't have a whole lot of room. The next plant we have, I got 2 Calatheas. And Calatheas are really hard for me because I don't have the proper humidity in my house, and that's an issue. So I bought 2 really small ones that I'll get ready to show you that I think I'm gonna put in a terrarium together, so then they get the humidity that they want, and hopefully they'll thrive that way, rather than having them die somewhere in my house where they're not gonna be happy. So I got 2 different ones. So this is Calathea ornata, or the pinstripe Calathea. And I've seen this one all over Instagram. It's a very popular plant, but when I saw it today, something about the pink lines just really got to me, and I just had to have it. So very excited to have this one as well. I've never had this specific selection of Calathea, so hopefully it'll do a lot better for me than some of the others. The other one that they had selected for me was Calathea Freddie, and it's just absolutely adorable. Any plant with a cute name just gets to me. I don't know why, but this is Freddie. He's absolutely adorable. And both of these Calatheas were $9.50, another really great deal. And they're in fantastic shape, and the quality is just outstanding. So that's Freddie. So they'll go in a terrarium together and hopefully be really, really happy. This plant, I was very surprised that I even gravitated towards it. Usually I don't gravitate towards really bright colors, but this one's almost like a hot bubblegum pink color. And this is a Chinese evergreen plant. And I've never had one of these either, but I've heard that they're extremely easy to take care of. They don't require a whole lot of light, but they do flourish in highlight areas. And the pink is just so pretty. And I really like the green modeling on that leaf. And this one was $10. And most of these are in 4-inch pots. Minus I have the Sansevieria, which is in a 6-inch, and another plant in a 6-inch as well. But I'm very excited to try these Chinese evergreen plants and hopefully maybe build my collection of those. Okay, the next plant is a silver squill. I will butcher the Latin name, so I'll add it on the screen for you guys. But I have owned this plant before and I killed it, probably from overwatering. So I'm hoping with my moisture meter that I now have, I can make this baby happy. We'll see how it goes. But it was only, I think, let me see real quick how much this one was. This one was 15, but it also came in the 4-inch terracotta container. And those are my favorite containers to use. And it's extremely full and definitely packed in there. And it even has some blooms on it, if you can see those. And the modeled variegation is really pretty. It almost looks like leopard print, which I really enjoy. So hopefully this one will be a lot happier than I have made it in the past. We'll see how it goes. The whole reason I went to Pemberton's was because I saw this plant on their Instagram feed. This is a Cissus discolor, and I've been wanting this plant for so darn long. One of my friends, a volunteer at Udall Gardens, where I am the garden manager, has this plant in her collection, and I really fell in love with it. And the last time I was at Pemberton's, they didn't have any for sale, but they had them on display. And when I saw this on their Instagram, I messaged them immediately because I really wanted it. But this is a vining plant. It's called the Rex begonia vine, and it is just absolutely stunning. So I'm very excited. It is pretty small, but it has tons of new growth coming onto the top. So hopefully I can make this one really happy as well. But definitely one on my wish list. Another plant that I've killed recently, actually. So this is a Peperomia. Oh, and the Cissus was only $3.50, which is awesome, especially because I really wanted it. Really good deal. This Peperomia is Raindrop. Absolutely stunning specimen. I actually got one of these last year at the Plant Kingdom here in Louisville. And when I was growing it, the stems of it turned very black. And it started at the top and kind of went downwards. So I'm thinking I overwatered it, and that's what Pemberton's had suggested, is I probably overwatered it and that's why it got black. So hopefully with this one, I can keep an eye on the water and not overwater it, because I just absolutely love this plant. It's so beautiful and it's an extremely fast grower. So the one I got at Plant Kingdom was about maybe 3 or 4 inches tall in a small container like this. And at the end of the summer, it was about 1.5 feet tall. So it was extremely vigorous, and for it to all of a sudden die made me really sad. So I'm hoping I can make this one a lot happier. And this plant was $15, which is fantastic for how big it already is. And I'm very excited to hopefully keep this one alive a little longer or forever than the last one I had. The next plant, for some reason I have a theme of pink. And I don't typically like pink, so I don't know what's wrong with me. I think I was just excited to buy plants, and this other plant I have is pink. So this is an Aeonium. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'll put it on the screen. But the cultivar is Kiwi. It's kind of top heavy, so hopefully you can see that beautiful pink, yellow, and green variegation of the foliage. And it's absolutely stunning. And it is just one plant, and it's multi-branch, so it has about 6 or 7 branches on it, and there's tons of new growth. So I don't know if you can see down in there, there's some little tiny baby sprouts coming in, which is really exciting. And it just looks like a very vigorous, very happy plant that I'm excited to add to my collection. And usually I have very good luck with these because they don't need a whole lot of water or attention. So I'm imagining this one will thrive in my collection like the other succulents and cacti I have. So very excited for this one as well. And it was, let me see, it's also in a 4-inch container. And I'm pretty sure it was $5.50. Yeah, it was $5.50. So very, very well priced. The last plant I have is a ficus. And I'll butcher the name, so I'll put it on the screen. But this is an extremely large container, and this actually might be an 8-inch container. I think I mentioned 6 earlier, but I think it's an 8-inch. And this is a beautiful variegated ficus, or a fig tree. And I'm extremely excited to have this in my collection because a lot of my plants are relatively small. There's not a whole lot of tall, upright plants, and this plant should get very tall and more upright, so giving me some more height in my houseplant collection, which I'm looking forward to. And yeah, the variegation is just absolutely stunning. And this is a huge plant. And it's very, very happy. Looks extremely vigorous. And this one, being such a large plant, it was only $15.50, which I think is awesome. And it's extremely healthy. And the branching is fantastic. It's almost more like a shrubby habit rather than a tree. So you can see inside of there, there's tons of stems coming up. And it's very different than anything else I have in my collection. So I'm very excited. I'm always excited about plants, but. So yeah, I think that's it. Those were all 9 of the things that we got from Pemberton's greenhouses. And in total, including tax, we spent $110.19, which I think is pretty darn awesome considering I got 9 plants. So yeah, I'm very excited to add these into my collection and hopefully find a good spot for them in this crazy indoor jungle that I have going on. But yeah, I think that's all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please like, subscribe, and comment below, and let me know what are some of your favorite places to go houseplant shopping. And yeah, so thank you guys, and I appreciate it, and I'll see you next week.